Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Habs postgame show here on Langer at the Mic Live. And I say everyone because the Montreal Canadiens are one win away from the Stanley Cup final after winning in Game 5 against the Vegas Golden Knights 4-1. The Montreal Canadiens, for the first time in my life, I'm born in 1995. For the first time in my life and of my generation of Habs fans, the Montreal Canadiens are one win, have won 3 games in a conference final and are coming home to the Bell Center to win what will hopefully be just that one more game that they need to win to get to the Stanley Cup final. This was a historic and special night. I unfortunately can't go all out in terms of celebrating because I got to be up at early in the morning tomorrow because I got to work my butt off to be able to afford tickets when if the Habs make it to the Stanley Cup final. So I got to work my butt off to be able to afford it. But one thing at a time, let's talk about how special tonight is outside of the fact that the Habs are just one win away from the Stanley Cup final. I mean, that's the main point, right? I'll get to your comments in a little bit. I want to hear all your reaction into the comment section. We'll get to it eventually. But here, let's start with my reaction. So, Jesperi Kotkaniemi. So first of all, even back up a little bit. So, before the game, I was certain that the Vegas Golden Knights were going to go back to Robin Lehner, who only allowed 1 goal against the Montreal Canadiens in Game 4, after the Montreal Canadiens dominated the Vegas Golden Knights all game long and deserved to win that game, but lost in overtime. The same way they deserved to lose Game 3, but won in overtime. But so I thought that Pete DeBoer, you have two really good goaltenders. Go with the goaltender that gave you the win in Game 4, a huge win in Game 4. But the reality is that whether it was Robin Lehner or Marc-Andre Fleury, obviously went back to Marc-Andre Fleury, whether it was Robin Lehner or Marc-Andre Fleury, whether it was Chandler Stevenson centering the top line or Nosek or Nicolas Roy or Alex Tuch, who cares? The Montreal Canadiens just dominated the Vegas Golden Knights, not just on the score sheet, not just in terms of out-shooting them through 2 periods, out-hitting them, out-competing them, out-winning battles against them, out-hitting them again, 44-35, out-shooting the... Okay, Vegas had the edge in shots because the Habs kind of sat back a little bit there. But, man, Montreal Canadiens just from the puck drop made the Vegas Golden Knights play their game, which is boring road hockey. But I don't care. The Habs won 2 playoff rounds and are a win away from winning their 3rd playoff round in a row from playing this type of game on the road. And they've only lost 2 games on the road, all playoffs, because of their ability to start strong, dictate the way the game gets played. They almost won another game in Game 1 on the road if it wasn't for Marc-Andre Fleury. But man, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, on the day he gets drafted. So this goal, I have like an essay written on this goal here in terms of my notes. I want to make sure I get all of this right. So first of all, not a single forward line played a bad game tonight. The Suzuki, Toffoli, Caulfield scored. Byron, KK, Anderson scored. Stahl, Perry, Armia, Eric Stahl scored. Deneau, Lehkonen, Gallagher might have been the worst line out there. Not because they played bad, but because of how well the other 3 lines played, because of the fact that the Deneau was the guy that lost the faceoff that led to the only goal the Habs gave up. But still, Lehkonen, unreal on the forecheck. Gallagher, unreal competing, being annoying in the offensive zone. Maybe not so much offensively, but still. It took this long for Pacioretty, Stone, and Stevenson back in the game tonight to register a goal in this series. But again, back to the Kotkaniemi goal. Let's talk about that. So Kotkaniemi scores on the anniversary that he gets drafted, on the anniversary of this woman reaction, on the anniversary of Kotkaniemi being selected over Brady Tkachuk, who Kotkaniemi now has what? I actually have to go back and check that out. But Brady Tkachuk has this many playoff goals. Kotkaniemi has a whole lot more. That's all I'll say. But again, like this entire line has done all playoffs when they've scored. Play in the neutral zone. Great play to break out of their zone, speed through the neutral zone, stretching the neutral zone, the same way Byron scored in game 3, the same way Anderson scored in Byron scored in game 2, Anderson scored in game 3. Speed through the neutral zone, efficient break out of their own zone from Merrill to Byron to Kotkaniemi with a beautiful pass to Josh Anderson, springs him loose. Kotkaniemi follows his pass, is in the right place at the right time to bury a great save by Marc-Andre Fleury, but the rebound was right there for Kotkaniemi. Again, right place at the right time, buries it home. So let's talk about the numbers of this right now. So again, not only was it the anniversary that Kotkaniemi got drafted, you know that because I said that like 8 times already. I'll get to your comments in the comment section in a little bit. Again, I want to hear all your reaction to how you're feeling on this first time the Montreal Canadiens are a win away from the Stanley Cup final since 1993. Oh boy. Okay. So like I said, all those plays that line has scored, great plays through the neutral zone. Kotkaniemi had 5 goals in the regular season. He now has 5 goals in the postseason. And Josh Anderson, for his work of cutting to the net and creating that scoring chance, got his first assist since April 14 against the Calgary Flames. Now, Josh Anderson is not a guy that needs to be creating plays with his playmaking and his passing and his hockey sense. Because like I said, Josh Anderson, not a guy with the best hockey sense, not a guy with the best dekes or the best passing, probably the worst passer on the team. But what he does do is he skates, he hits, he scores every now and then, or when he does score, he is streaky, but still he makes plays, by the way, takes it to the net, makes defenders and goalies have to defend that. And Josh Anderson tonight had, where are the hits? Only 2 hits tonight, which is a very quiet night in that department for him, but still the assist. First one since April 14. Now back to Kotkaniemi. He ties Wayne Gretzky, Sidney Crosby, and Jaromir Jagr for the most playoff goals by a player at 20 years old. So that alone, that goal by itself was special. And that made it 1-0. Now, then in the second period, honestly, and here's the other thing. I didn't get to fully appreciate this goal because on Twitter, I was conversing with another wonderful Habs fan. I forget who it was, but still all positive interactions on Twitter, but just talking about officiating because it's a rule in there somewhere where high sticking minors or double minors can be reviewed and overturned if there isn't blood drawn or if it's not a penalty. But how can you overturn? The officiating in this game was much better tonight, by the way. Kelly Sutherland, I think, and Eric Furlat, much better than Chris Lee and Dan O'Rourke, but that doesn't say much. But when was the last time that a penalty gets reviewed and overturned in hockey? When was the last time that happened? I can't think of it. Of all the years I've watched hockey, I cannot recall that. And why is it okay to call a double minor high sticking penalty, which, to be fair, wasn't a penalty? It should not have been called a penalty. So they got it right. But why is it okay to overturn that play, but not see Corey Perry's face cut open, blood all over the ice, and not saying, I wonder where that blood came from? Maybe we should take a look and see, did he get high sticked? Did he get cross-checked? Did he get speared? Did he get stabbed, God forbid? Did he get shot in the face? You know, maybe it would be a good idea to be allowed to see why that happened, why Corey Perry's face is bleeding, why he has 8 stitches or however many stitches in his nose. So anyway, that's all I'll talk about officiating. But Eric Staal off a phenomenal pass by Nick Suzuki, former Vegas Golden Knight. First pick in franchise history, Nick Suzuki, with the play in the corner, looking to the point the whole time, but then zing, pass in front to Eric Staal coming straight off the bench, pick the corner just like he's done his entire career. Maybe not so much with the Montreal Canadiens, but that was a beautiful shot by Eric Staal. High glove side on Marc-Andre Fleury, 2-0. And then Habs get a power play. The Montreal Canadiens get a power play because Chris Lee is not officiating. But again, I didn't say I was going to get much more into officiating. Now, they get a couple of really good looks, really good puck movement, but now down 2-0 on home ice. Selke nominee, Mark Stone, who got nominated over Philip Deneau, decides, and their captain, Vegas Golden Knights captain, Mark Stone, also says, you know what? I'm going to make a selfish play through the neutral zone, try to dangle through 3 Montreal Canadiens and try to get a shorthanded scoring chance. What happens? Nick Suzuki strips him of the puck, passes up to Corey Perry, who knows that he doesn't have the speed that he once had, knows that he's not going to get enough of a chance at the net with the back pressure from the Golden Knights defenders and penalty killers. So what does he do? Feeds it right back to Cole Caulfield, and Cole Caulfield makes no mistake, buries it on Marc-Andre Fleury. And to steal a line from Habs Twitter, I guess Robin Leonard didn't tell Marc-Andre Fleury where Cole Caulfield's shot was going on that one. Again, credit to Habs Twitter on that one, not me. But yeah, and we have a 3-0 hockey game. Habs power play 1 for 2. Vegas Golden Knights on the power play. Habs kill off another 2 penalties by the Vegas Golden Knights. Still, they can't get anything going on the power play because of how well the Habs are playing on the penalty kill. And it's just getting in their heads. So 3-0 at this point. Habs get another power play. Don't score, but great puck movement, great chances. And also going back to Caulfield a sec, there was a play where I couldn't even remember what happened because I was so mesmerized by it. Suzuki created a turnover, passed it to Caulfield, who passed it to Foley, who passed it back to Caulfield, who passed it back to Toffoli, back door. But Fleury made a phenomenal save on that. And Yoel Armia got another great chance on Marc-Andre Fleury late, who made it a stellar toe save. So again, whether it was Robin Leonard or Marc-Andre Fleury in net tonight, I don't think it would have mattered because that's how well the Habs played tonight. But I feel like still Pete DeBoer should have gone with the guy who won them game 4. But again, this is not a Vegas Golden Knights postgame show. It's a Habs postgame show. So who the hell cares? And of course, when things kind of almost got a little bit maybe out of hand in the third period, Carey Price was there. Okay, Pacioretty finally got his goal. Again, the first goal of that line the entire series. After fanning on, it was another play off the faceoff, of course. Vegas Golden Knights 57.6%, Habs 42.4% on the faceoff circle tonight. But Carey Price just robbed Riley Smith. It was actually Shea Weber kind of got his puck on the puck on or a stick on it. Or no, sorry, this was the one where Riley Smith, even though he was shooting more to Price's to the far side where Price was instead of where the open net was, Price still made the play. And then there was Pietrangelo, where Price got a nice save off a deflection of Pietrangelo's shot. And also that was a shot pass I was originally talking about where Stevenson passed it to Janmark. Weber's stick actually tipped it in, but Price reading it, got his pad on it. And then Nick Suzuki said, good night, like I tweeted, with a KNIGHT night with the empty netter to put the Habs up 4-1 and all but sealed the deal for the Canadiens to be 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. Also, the Habs, 3 out of the 4 centers on the Canadiens have not scored. Philip Deneau, I don't think he has any points in these playoffs, but who cares? Because he's holding guys like Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, Max Pacioretty, Mark Stone, Kyle Connor, Blake Wheeler to like a combined 4 points these entire playoffs. So that's okay. That Philip Deneau has no goals, no points in that line. Everyone, again, and the defensemen, let's keep giving love to the much deserving top 4 defensemen of Jeff Petrie, Joel Edmondson, Ben Sherratt, and Shea Weber. And they played balanced minutes tonight. They played very balanced minutes. Sherratt 24, Weber 23, Gustafsson, okay, a little low on 7, Petrie 25, Edmondson 25, and who am I missing there? Merrill, who again didn't play that bad of a game, played 11 or just under 12. So a combined team effort and the best game by the Montreal Canadiens in these playoffs to put them 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. And man, also Montreal Canadiens are now, we do the math, 11-1 when I'm watching games from right here, and they're 0-4 when I watch games at home in Montreal with my family. I guess this is my primary residence, but anyway. So keep doing the superstitions that work, Habs fans, and you never know. But that being said, I'm still going to spend away on my savings if the Montreal Canadiens do make it to the Stanley Cup final. But anyway, I'm going to get to your comments now because I've been, just talking about this fantastic game by the Habs. Also, we had the Ole chants breaking out by the Habs fans at T-Mobile Arena there. Just phenomenal. So from the stadium, Zach Pencer, who was on the show here, greatest moment of my life. Honestly, I don't know if I'm ready to put this up there with the greatest moments of my life just yet, but it's certainly up there. And if they win on Thursday in game 6, it will be up there. Time travel and Hendricks, who I think is a Leaf fan. What a game. Michael Sidko, the W, is coming on Saint Jean Baptiste. Go figure. Imagine the Canadiens get a chance to go to their first Stanley Cup final and since 1993 on Saint Jean Baptiste weekend. But you know what? Again, let's not take it for granted because the Vegas Golden Knights, they're facing elimination now. They faced elimination before in these playoffs. They'll be a better team at the Bell Center than they were tonight. They'll be a better team. So let's not take that for granted just yet. Noah Siegel, hearing the Ole chant was music to my ears. I kind of heard it a little bit prematurely, I think at 3-1 with time remaining. And every time Habs fans do that, I'm just like, come on, no, not yet. Wait. But then when it's 4-1 with the empty net goal and no time left, Ole all you want. And after the game in the front area of T-Mobile Arena, Ole all you want. Randy N, what a dominant win. Please stay in Toronto the rest of the playoffs. Again, no promises because I have to live up at least one game in Montreal. And then obviously I'm coming to town. I'm just going to say I'm going to have to come into town for at least one game if there is another round to this Canadian wonderful, magical playoff run. Again, time travel and Hendricks really like Gallagher tonight, chipping away, getting dirty, chirping. Gotta love it. Can't say enough about Price and his composure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Gallagher, Lehkonen, Deneau, not much in the way offensively, but just their ability to win battles, key battles in the defensive zone. Key battles in the defensive zone, forecheck, be annoying just because it honestly, here's another thing. I forget what the shot attempts were overall for the game. But at one point in the third period, the Vegas Golden Knights had more. The Habs are out shooting the Vegas Golden Knights at one point in the third period, even though the Vegas Golden Knights had more shot attempts than the Montreal Canadiens. To me, that means two things. The Habs are blocking shots. Shea Weber blocked 4. Lehkonen blocked 2. Kotkaniemi had 2. A really big block, by the way, on Pietrangelo, I think, in the third period there. So guys were blocking shots. But also, the Vegas Golden Knights are missing the net. And why are they missing the net? Because of this man right here. This fine gentleman right here. This fine gentleman who stays on my back. Oh, if I can get in front of the camera there enough. Yeah, there you go. Number 31. This shirt, by the way, I have had since I was 13 years old in 2007. But yeah, number 31, Carey Price, gets in players' heads when he's playing well, when he's stopping everything. And when players think they need the perfect shot to beat him, like Max Pacioretty's perfect shot, high blocker side. Guys that don't have as good of a shot as Max Pacioretty, they got to play it a little more fine. You saw Austin Matthews do that in round 1. You saw Blake Wheeler, Kyle Connor do that in round 2. It gets them to fine-tune their shots a little too much, which is why they missed the net. Where am I at? Randy N. Habs scored the 3 goals in transition. Exactly. Yeah. Just forecheck, pressure, turnover through the neutral zone. That was the Caulfield goal. That was the Kotkaniemi goal. That was the Stahl goal, I think. Again, I'll be honest, I saw the replay of the Stahl goal, but I didn't see the way the play developed as much. Or actually, I do remember it started in the defensive zone, of course. So yes, in transition. Deneau, Perry was excellent again, of course. Corey Perry with a couple of nice plays down low, a couple of nice chances, and obviously set up Cole Caulfield's goal, of course. Great little picture there on Twitter of Cole Caulfield and Corey Perry just looking at the iPad, just kind of browsing, trying to make magic happen and figuring out how they're going to FS up. Where am I? Sheldon. Now DeBoer looks like a fool. He should go back to Leonard for game 6. So here's where you get in trouble when you start flip-flopping goalies. As a former goalie myself, flip-flopping goalies can be really good if you do it at the right time, which it worked for them in game 4. And by the way, I don't buy this Fleury was tired narrative because Fleury only faced 20-something shots in 4 periods of game 3 and barely 20-something shots in game 2, while Carey Price is at the other end facing 30, 40 shots a game, has Has Luke Richardson, who by the way got another win in Dominique Ducharme's absence tonight, has Luke Richardson or Dominique Ducharme ever considered going to Jake Allen in these playoffs? Hell no. I mean, to be fair, Price has been playing much better in these playoffs than Marc-Andre Fleury ever really has in a series. But once you get a win, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Pete DeBoer tried to fix it. So I don't know why he tried to fix it. They could have, I mean, again, if you take a carbon copy of the way this game was played and put Robin Lehner in net instead of Fleury, I don't think it matters. But at the same time, just maybe putting in Lehner in with what worked in game 4, that could get guys on the Vegas Golden Knights thinking, okay, we got this. Okay, we won with, we're staying with what worked in game 4. Now we're confident that's going to work in game 5. I don't know. It's all psyche. It's all in between the ears. But just again, my biggest belief always has been, even when I played, and now as a fan, as a broadcaster, as a personal trainer, with whatever I do in life, if it ain't broke, don't friggin' fix it. And I'm glad that Pete DeBoer, being the fool, as Sheldon Weisberg described him as, tried to fix it. And now, at this point, if you're going to go back to Lehner, well, you're start flip-flopping with these guys' confidence. You're flip-flopping with the way that their defensemen play the puck behind the net and with the way the Habs forecheck. Because obviously with the way the Habs forecheck, you have to be good and with communicating and in sync with what's going on below the goal line to break out of your zone, which now if you're going to start flip-flopping goaltenders, you're not going to be as in sync. And that was an issue again for the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. So yeah, Sheldon. Yeah, Randy N. I also hope that Fleury gets the nod in game 6. Absolutely. Randy N. Caulfield's goal looked like a no-look pass from Perry. I mean, I don't think it was. Like Suzuki I described as a no-look pass. I think I saw the replay real quick of Perry's no-look pass as a righty. Eyes in the back of his head, just dropped it off right knowing where Caulfield was. Caulfield made no mistake, buried it. Randy and KK line on fire with goals from each forward on that line in this series. Yeah, so Josh Anderson, Paul Byron, Kotkaniemi all have goals in this series now. Time Travel and Hendricks. Who is more pissed off, DeBoer or Stone? Also, Vegas Bluebirds. Lol, two funny, crappy Vegas fans. Like, that is one thing. Like, think of it this way. Obviously, as a Leaf fan, Time Travel and Hendricks, I'm sure the Leaf fans have booed their own team on home ice plenty of times. Habs fans have booed their own team on home ice plenty of times. Bruins fans have booed their own team on home ice plenty of times. Flyers fans have booed their own team on home ice plenty of times. Canucks fans, Oilers fans, like so many fan bases that have suffered for a long time have booed their own home team or are just passionate about their team and want their team to win, have booed their team on home ice when they've struggled because they've been around long enough to struggle. I think, like, now think of it. When was the last time the Vegas Golden Knights fans have booed their team on home ice? Maybe in the Stanley Cup final against Washington. Maybe. I mean, there weren't fans in the stands last year. Couldn't have been last year. This could be the first time that Vegas Golden Knights fans actually booed their team on home ice at T-Mobile Arena. Randy, and talking a little too much about Vegas here, but again, let's keep talking about the Habs and how great they are and your reactions to the Montreal Canadiens being one win away from the Stanley Cup. Let's keep it rolling here on Langer at the Mic Live. Toffoli had great moves and deflections, which were almost near perfect goals. Like, yeah, I said this on Twitter again at Mike Langer that the Toffoli, Caulfield, and Suzuki line, if they stay together, and that's another huge thing. Remember how often they were flip-flopping Ducharme and Claude Julien before him were flip-flopping lines every game? But look what happens. The Habs, I don't think they've changed their lines probably since game 5 of the Leaf series. Okay, besides the Evans injury, have not changed lines since game 5 of the Leafs series. And that's what happens when you got guys playing together and playing well together game after game after game after game. And even if they have a rough game like they had in game 1, even if they don't score like they did in game 4, or they don't play well in game 3 but still find a way to win, they get familiar with each other, they get comfortable with each other, and they just play well, and they just keep playing well together. That's simple. Where am I? Much better reffing is back to the Toffoli line. So if Toffoli, Caulfield, Suzuki stick together, that they can be a near, they have the makings and the potential to be a point per game line in the regular season, because they're nearly a point per game line in these playoffs, and particularly in these last two series. Noah Siegelainen, much better reffing is a bit of a stretch. Pietrangelo was holding onto Toffoli for dear life. Gallagher also got away with a slash in the third period on, I think, Pietrangelo. So it goes both ways, but as long as it's better than Chris Lee and Dan O'Rourke, that's all that matters. And as long as it doesn't have a clear factor on the game, that's all that matters. And it wasn't really that much of a factor tonight. It was not great, but it was much better than what we saw in Game 3 and Game 4. Randy and Pete DeBoer walking off pissed after the second period was enjoyable. Schadenfreude, I guess, always taking pleasure in your opponent's miseries. But again, I try to be happier with my team winning. But anyway, whatever. Yes, I agree. And also, again, Vegas fans booing is enjoyable. So I guess I can't be, contradict myself on that. And Sheldon Weisberg, Danault's got 2 assists. But yeah, so Danault has no goals in these playoffs, but 2 assists. But the most important thing is that he continues to do his thing. Gainey and Carbonneau and Risebrough, Doug Risebrough, are very proud of him. I mean, that's basically the role Danault's playing. And Lehkonen and Gallagher, they're playing that role of Bob Gainey and Doug Jarvis and Guy Carbonneau back in the day. That's the role they're playing. And they're executing it to a T. They're not scoring, but who cares? Because they're completely removing the star players on the other team. They're completely making them irrelevant in an entire playoff series. That's how good they're playing defensively. Randy, and beating one of the top teams this year will be sweet. I mean, yeah, Vegas, again, so much has been made of how weak this North Division is. Oh, it's such a weak division. When in reality, the Ottawa Senators were better than, they were terrible to start the season, sure, but down the stretch, they were better than the San Jose Sharks, the LA Kings, probably the Arizona Coyotes, the Detroit Red Wings, right? The Philadelphia Flyers, you could argue that they're better than the Philadelphia Flyers. So the North Division was more of a middle-heavy division. Not so much top-heavy, not so much bottom-heavy, but middle-heavy. There wasn't maybe a Tampa or a Washington, but then again, where are they now? Tampa, okay, this is one win away from the Stanley Cup final as well. But Washington, gone. Carolina, gone. So, yeah, look, the North Division, clearly the Habs, now again, they have a 3-2 series lead, and are 1 win away from a Stanley Cup final against one of the best teams, the team that beat the President's Trophy winner, but we all know how relevant the regular season is in hockey. But still, against one of the better teams in the NHL, the Habs are 1 win away from knocking them off to advance to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since, it was a terrible wink. There you go, since 1993. And Price has 11 wins and going on, exactly. Price, 11 wins, played every minute of these playoffs thus far. I'm just going to leave it at that. Not going to get too far ahead here. Randy and Gallagher gives 150%. That is why he is so spent after 30-second shift. And here's the thing with Brandon Gallagher. I would say it wasn't until Game 4 or Game 5 of that Leaf series where Brandon Gallagher started playing like actual Brandon Gallagher. Because remember, he did miss a lot of time down the stretch in the regular season with that thumb injury. And he, by the way, of course, had to take another shot from Shea Weber today. Of course he had to, but thankfully it was okay. And after that shot, there was a replay. I think the cameras got him, giving a little, I'm good nod to Shea Weber. So yeah. So Brandon Gallagher just, again, has been Brandon Gallagher these playoffs since Game 5, like the Brandon Gallagher that we know since Game 5 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Couple of things I want to mention. A couple more comments come in. Again, keep firing away your reactions to this. Not only again this series, but how special tonight is. The fact that the Habs are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. I don't get tired of saying it. I'm not getting tired of saying it, and I ain't gonna stop saying it. And then when they are in the Stanley, I just 1 win away. That's all I'll say. A couple other things I wanted to mention before by the way, also, linesman Johnny Murray took a puck in the back of the head, but thankfully it was okay. So good on that. Also, rest in peace. A couple of NHL legends lost tonight. It was, So, all right, rest in peace to them. Yeah, I'm blanking out on them, man. It was Robert. Back to that NHL. Yeah. It was René Robert. There you go. Yeah, the Buffalo Sabres. René Robert passed away. So rest in peace to René Robert, who was on that French Connection line of the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, just I drew a blank there for whatever reason. It is late, and I have an early start tomorrow. But yeah, rest in peace to René Robert. Yeah, just don't want to end on that dark note there, but obviously want to acknowledge that. And yeah, so Randy N, how much did you scream watching the goals tonight? So admittedly, I squealed instead of screamed because I have to keep it quiet with my roommate sleeping here. Randy N, I think the Habs are strong. Forechecking is in their heads as they are stymied by them. I mean, yeah, like I said, just when you're getting that much pressure on the forecheck and you're not having success against it, like it gets in your head, it gets in your confidence, because now you're thinking the Vegas Golden Knights defensemen are thinking they can't break out as efficiently as they're used to. So yeah, that affects them for sure. Okay, Randy, sorry, I'm not going to read that comment there because I'm not going to wish harm on anyone, but let's just say Chris Lee. Yeah, let's just hope Chris Lee doesn't officiate another game in these playoffs. But yeah, I think I'm going to wind it down here, guys. Thank you, as usual, for joining us on this very special Langer at the Mic live post-game show for the Montreal Canadiens. As usual, give me a big thumbs up on this video. PK was strong again tonight. Exactly, Randy. They've completely shut out should have said that. They have completely, how do I say this without, jinxing it? Minds run a little weird here. But anyway, they've just completely taken away the Vegas Golden Knights power play in these playoffs. I didn't want to say the magical S word there, but yeah, rock the sweater. Sheldon Weisberg, I'll stay in Toronto as much as I can. Randy, definitely for the rest of the series, I will, but I might have to come back to Montreal for at least one game of the potential Stanley Cup final, if there is one, for the Montreal Canadiens. But thank you so much for tuning in. As usual, give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment in the comment section as to what your reactions are. The Montreal Canadiens being one win away. And yes, Paulo de Souza scored. I have to tell Paulo that he's becoming a famous here on our Langer at the Mic shows here. But yeah, give me a big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel here if you enjoy my commentary. Give me a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike Langer for all three. And this has been a very special edition of a Habs post-game show here on Langer at the Mic Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you again next time on Thursday after Game 6. And hopefully we'll be talking about how the Habs are going to the Stanley Cup final. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's play Game 6 first. And have a great night. See you after Game 6 on Thursday. And go Habs go.